It would be fun.
You look like a smart
We're
guy.
live.
What are you trying to say he looks like without him?
We're live.
Okay,
Black and rain.
all right, we're ready to get the show on the road. I want to thank Kelly for handling the last meeting. I was awfully sick from a diabetes issue. Thank you very much, I
Glad you're
appreciate it.
feeling better.
It's back under control,
Good.
thank God. It's just something, sometimes it just has a mind of its own. We have 7 resolutions tonight and two ordinances. Resolution 2526-29, resolution appointing Joe McDermott to the Amsterdam Industrial Development Agency Board of Directors, Alderwoman Collins. That's under old business.
Any questions?
I think we all know Joe pretty well. Anybody got any questions? Rich, anybody? Okay. I'm Mike.
Hey, how are you, Chris?
Resolution 2526-34, resolution adopting meeting minutes from the last common council meeting. It's all good. Resolution 2526-35, resolution adopting minutes from our last public hearing on August 19th. Resolution 2526-36, resolution approving a contract with Ambient Environment, Inc. It's Mayor Sinquani Kelly's gonna sponsor it.
We didn't have the numbers for you guys last
Yes.
time around, so we're all set.
23 buildings, that was the ultimate goal, I think, right?
Yeah, we don't know if we'll get 23.
Anybody have any questions for Mayor Sinquani? 2526-37, resolution reappointing Assessor Dan Maxwell. Anybody have any questions about Dan? It's a 6-year term, and it's gonna go from October 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2031.
Was this advertised again, or we just?
We did not advertise for this position.
Oh.
We're gonna, we're renewing it.
The term is set by statute.
My understanding is a lot of people, there's not a lot of certified assessors anymore. Is that correct as well?
It's probably true. I honestly, we did not, I did not consider advertising for an assessor. He's done a good job and, but. Okay.
All good? Resolution 2526-38, resolution APD K-9 budget transfer, Alderwoman Collins.
Any questions?
Should we come up with a name yet, chief?
Dave,
Gabe?
Dave?
Dave,
Be.
David, if we're being formal.
Oh, we're just gonna
What a
call him.
perfect name.
Yeah.
Dave will be here.
Named after.
Does everybody understand the significance in that,
Yes, I do.
the name
I
Dave?
thought you were gonna bring
No.
us tonight.
He
I
will,
think it's
It was in honor of Pam's late husband, and his name was Dave.
After Dave Swartz.
Pam Swart.
I thought he said Dave. My hearing.
he will be here in the building.
All right, Dave is
Pam
in
will
the
be here too.
house.
Dave Dogs is now Dave Dudley.
Oh. That's cute. Resolution 2526-39, resolution approving audit, Alderwoman Collins.
Audit is fun.
Ordinance G, an ordinance modifying Amsterdam City Code Section 228-43, stop intersection to add stop sign on Bridge Street northbound on the intersection of Bridge Street and New York State Route 30 ramp, Alderman Marticello.
Yes, with the new addition of the boardwalk and the pedestrian bridge and other concerts that we're having down at Merlin Park this summer, it's very congested in that intersection, if everybody knows where it is. So we just felt that, Chief and I, and 2 residents, within the situation, and due to the heavy traffic and the flow of pedestrian walk, we just felt that we need to slow the traffic down, so we're adding a stop sign to make sure now they stop on all areas to allow pedestrian walk and slow down the traffic going up and down the ramp.
I have a couple questions, Mr. Marcelo. Have there been any accidents
No,
at this intersection? No accidents?
no,
Okay, and then as far as slowing down traffic, is that what stop signs are intended to do? I've been told in the past that that's not why we would put a stop sign up.
what was your concern then? What's your concern?
I'm just asking the question.
I answered it. There's no traffic's there, and there hasn't been a problem there. And because we have a lot of foot traffic, and we have an addition of the boardwalk and pedestrian bridge and concerts and people parking there, they park from over by the cross the street from the Montgomery County Tourism, an open parking lot where the bathrooms are. So we just felt there's a lot of foot traffic, and we don't want to invite traffic problems there.
I just find that people do respect intersections and that they do slow
Oh,
down.
they respect them, and they're gonna respect it even more now because there will be no speeding, no traffic. It's for the same reason we have a four-way stop sign over by Hertz Tavern, for the same reason.
Mm.
There's no accidents there either, but it does slow down the traffic, and all the traffic going to Lorenzo's and going over the bridge and going over the south side. I just felt these are heavy intersections that we just need to slow traffic down. And we don't ask for an accident, just because there was not any, doesn't mean we don't need a stop sign.
Typically, anytime that I've brought forth something regarding traffic, that's usually the first question that people look into and that have been asked and,
Oh, of course, you gotta ask those questions.
Well, I have
and
a
that
point.
we, aren't allowed to put it up unless there's.
The main thing was.
You know, Kelly, wait, stop right there. You know, Kelly, if you got a problem, then you got a problem. But there's no problem here. And if you have a problem that you can't get something passed here because you think that somebody's against you, then you have a problem. But right now, I'm worried about the traffic on the south side and safety.
I'm
That's
just
all
looking
I'm
that
worried
we use
And whether
the
we vote
same
for something that you want, I'm sorry.
logic. No, I'm just looking that the same logic and questions are asked every time we look at something. I don't have a problem with stop sign there.
All right,
I'm
thank
very supportive of stop signs. I'm just asking the same
So-
questions that are asked of me. Thank you.
So I live down there all summer long, when there's thousands of people down there. And I actually think it's a fantastic idea to be proactive, because sometimes we govern a body in reactive mode and do things when something bad happens. So I do think that this is a very good stop sign down there. Does anybody else have any questions for Alderman? We have a public hearing at 5:50 on
Did
this,
you
by
have
the way.
something?
Anybody?
Okay.
I was gonna say, I don't know if the situations are the same, and maybe I misunderstood the intention of the last chief. I think there was a lot of speed coming down with the grade
Mhm.
for your situation, that hill where that was turned down, which would cause an issue during the winter. My question would be, what's the speed like going through those south side neighborhoods? Are probably much slower, so.
I'm not comparing it
would-
to the last time. I'm just asking the questions.
That's all.
Chief, you support this, right?
I do.
Thank you. Okay, all good? Ordinance H, an ordinance modifying chapter 156 of the Amsterdam Code relating to the non-resident residential or commercial property owner registration, Alderman Marticello.
Okay, as you know, before, we had a very difficult problem with this road registration, not road registration, property registration. And thanks to our corporation council, and thanks to Louise, and who else is on this committee, Louise? Chief?
Chief Presta, Grant.
Right.
Marvin, and our assessor.
Okay, I just want to make sure everybody is, this is very in-depth law we put together here. And I want to thank you for it. Did a great job. Great. Compared to the last one, I believe this answers a lot of questions. And the reason we tabled it is, once again, we got to clarify the language. Am I right, Anthony?
Yes.
Oh, Louise, right? Louise?
Right.
We clarified the language.
Right.
Okay, that's why we pulled it. Okay. So now that's all taken care of, and we took this off, we made a few adjustments to it. I think this is very solid, and just the fact that the clerk's office is not gonna be taking care of this, we're gonna have a private business. Tell me the name again.
Munireg.
Munireg. They're going to handle all this, the money involved, so I think this is a great idea.
Yeah, I'm hoping to bring that agreement before you next meeting, hopefully,
Okay.
for approval.
So Jimmy, can I speak?
Yeah, of course.
I have some concerns, to be honest. Luis did print some forms on what other municipalities do. And we are in line with that. I just want to bring up my concerns for a moment. When it comes to charging $50 per parcel per year, I was under the impression that this was about accountability and that we were trying to get information for a registered agent for an LLC. So if an LLC's, if we're just getting information, if we're just getting a phone number and a contact for that particular LLC, but then we're charging that LLC $50 per year per parcel, you know, it's 20 houses, that's $1,000. It's a lot of money when we're getting the information we do on the first one. So, and I realize that we can't make any addendums to this, but I would like to see a registration for one LLC instead of for each particular parcel, because they would fall under that LLC instead of charging them each year for that. Now, that being said, I totally respect what the other places are doing. I'm just bringing up a concern. I'm not saying that I'm against it. And I want to make clear, because of, you know, we seem to sometimes think that when somebody's voting yes or no for something, that we're either voting yes or no against that person. And sometimes we could take it personally because feelings get involved. And when I vote on something, it's never personal. I'm voting on a piece of legislation. I'm not voting on whether or not I support the mayor or I support Kelly or I support Rich. Of course I support you all. It's just that, you know, sometimes we take these things personally because we want them so bad. And it's never, ever, ever personal. And then sometimes when I look at legislation that comes through, you know, if there's a piece in there that was in there in the previous legislation that didn't make sense, but it's in this one, like, for example, failure to register an agent to comply with the duties punishable by fine of $250 or 15 days in jail. How are we going to put somebody in jail that's an LLC? It's a registered agent. That registered agent can tell that owner, take a hike 2 days before, a week before, and we're not putting that person in jail. So I don't understand why it's really written in here that way. And if I could make an addendum, which I can't, and I'm hoping Anthony can jump in here, I would remove the 15 days in jail and the post office box thing. If they live in Hageman, they can't be a registered agent. Hageman doesn't have postal carriers.
And that language was in the previous ordinance. We just left that alone, just
I know.
for clarification. And
I know, and we do it sometimes like that, and I understand it, but just because previous councils 10, 15 years ago, when they first made it, put it in there, doesn't mean that we need to leave it in there. We should have foresight and be smarter than that to take things out that are in there that don't make any sense.
I mean, I'm assuming it was added initially just to convey the responsibility that accepting that role, you know, carries with it. As a registered agent.
I've gotten some opposition lately about it, and from people that are, you know, for example, like one that's a landlord that owns a bunch of houses that doesn't have to pay the $50 because it's under their name, but yet they're LLC, they live in Amsterdam, and they're paying the fee because it's an LLC when they both live in Amsterdam. And the registered agent, the person, because he lives in Amsterdam, can be his own registered agent. So he doesn't, you know, it just seems odd to me, like, but that's just my concerns. I just wanted to talk about it. I appreciate everybody's time.
Do we have a public hearing on this last week?
There's a public hearing tonight,
For the public hearing tonight, not to be voted upon.
5:55.
Okay, so after a public hearing, this is my understanding, Anthony, my understanding is after a public hearing and people are allowed to speak, and that's what this is all for, it's allowed to speak, so I take it that Alderman Carpenter would speak, and when taking into his consideration, his concerns, we would take this back and we would amend this.
Can't amend it.
Can't
Can't
imagine.
amend it?
What do we have to do?
Start over.
Well, then you start over. That's the concern.
At least the
Then
foundation.
you start over. I mean, I'd rather start over and do this right than just to sit here and say, well, we can't do it. I know we can do it.
I had a long talk with Luis about this earlier, and she said that Munireg doesn't bundle. So,
They will not permit that, no.
Right.
Wanted to add
so
that.
that's something that we all need to consider. So if we have if we have a LLC that is a good landlord and they live in the city and they're very responsive and we know who they are, and, you know, we're gonna gig them we're gonna have them pay a fee for every parcel that they have in the city. I somehow don't think that's a little fair for them. But,
So,
just my opinion. And I was hoping the chief would jump in and Kelly and
yeah,
everybody.
just some of the issues that we see of now, the $250 and the 15 days in jail was cited from our penalties that were in the code's violation before. So that was a previous one, and that was left the same. We do see issues or instances of one individual owning numerous properties, but numerous LLCs. Would that qualify the same thing? Because now it's not the same
I
LLC,
think
but they have,
each LLC would have to register separately, right?
so each LLC. The problem with
Which is a
using
totally
post office
different thing.
boxes is when we send registered mail out for $15, $16 a pop, PO boxes are gonna come back unclaimed, undeliverable. So that's where the PO box thing came from, just to give you some idea of what was
So do we
happening
put in
inside.
there that, you know, I don't know, it's like, you can't be a registered agent if you live in Hagerman?
Not if you have a PO box.
Yeah, I mean,
But we have no other way of contacting people. I have stacks upon stacks of those $15 come back unreturned, just wasted money.
well, we all know I've seen the big thing of envelopes. Those be funny, Mike.
And I'm not talking for the registered agent coming back unreturned. I'm talking about for code violations,
Right.
for unsafe structures.
If I could jump in on, you know, this is a very large piece of policy change and something that we've looked at for a lot. And I'd love to see us take the opportunity to do markups on things like this, you know, in a committee, like when it gets brought, you know, this was brought forth not like last meeting and the meeting before, right? Because we withdrew last meeting's one. And so if we gave ourselves the time and we also all committed to talking openly in that situation, we could just write this all out and put it all forth. I mean, that's what I've hoped to do many times, and that's what I was hoping to do, and I probably will do again, you know, with my recent legislation, is like sit, talk it out, mark up and write what we want, and then, you know, present it again. So, you know, that it doesn't have to just be the first time we're seeing it is when it's on an agenda, either whether that's a committee or if we have to do a separate committee meeting for something, a big thing like this might need a separate meeting, an earlier meeting, a later meeting, a meeting on a different day underneath its committee chair. So I love the discussion on this. I don't have any strong feelings on a lot of it. I mean, I agree with a lot of what Mr. Carpenter said, you know, and hearing from the chiefs and the people who have to implement it. So I think that's just a good practice, is to mark it up and have a meeting on it where everybody collaborates.
Tony, why do people form LLCs to buy property?
Create a degree of separation against personal liability.
Right.
To protect their
Lawsuits.
assets.
Against lawsuits.
Right, so there's a cost for doing that, and this is one of those costs.
I can agree with that,
Yeah, I mean,
Certainly.
that's how I see it,
certainly. But
personally.
But on the other side of it, I see that if we're getting the information that we need for one parcel, if they own multiple parcels, but we're charging
If
them
it was
for
in
every
his
parcel.
name, he would not have to do that, right?
It's fine.
If it was
He
in his
formed an
name, he wouldn't have to do
LLC to protect himself from liabilities.
that. Sure.
I can agree with him. Only to the fact that the guy has 5 properties
Mhm.
and it's under one LLC,
Mhm.
he would pay one fee.
Mhm.
I don't have a problem with that. That does make sense. Why would you pay 5 different, it's the same person, it's the
If
same.
it's the same person and the LLC undergoes no transactions, isn't sold, et cetera, those kinds of things.
So right now.
If one property is sold on that LLC, what do? The things change, that's all I'm saying. We don't
Yeah.
have an individual, you know, it's an LLC, it's not an individual, it's an LLC.
You're right.
And we're assuming they're making a profit, was why they have an LLC.
The previous one, I believe, was $30 for up to 4 parcels. So
I thought it was
it's,
like a percentage of a
it's, so
That was a
percentage.
penalty.
it's a
That
bit.
That was
higher.
a penalty,
Okay.
gotcha. Gotcha.
I
But the
think
clerk
that- I
had to
think
do all the work.
I think the conundrum comes in where we talk about Munireg because, we all agree that, that's a really good company to go with. And Louise said that they won't bundle. So,
We have to do a public hearing, I'm sorry, it's 5:51 now.
okay,
Don't
I
apologize.
apologize. So we can continue after.
Yes,
Go
we're
ahead, Mike.
called to order our public hearing for ordinance G, an ordinance modifying Amsterdam City Code schedule stop intersection to the Bridge Street northbound intersection of Bridge Street, New York State Route. Right, thank you. Is there anyone here to speak on that issue? There's not? Okay, so we're gonna call that public hearing closed. And we can move on? If you guys are gonna continue this discussion, go right ahead.
Sure.
So where do we go from here?
You want to just table it? We do that, Tony?
I mean, you can certainly table it, but if you're gonna change it, I don't see a point in tabling it. If you're going to change it, I would think that the best course of action would be to withdraw it and just.
So there we go.
And to, whether it's in the committee form, a formal committee, an ad hoc committee, or through informal communications, the council really needs to get on the same page on what it wants in this legislation before representing it, I would say. And these are not,
Well, then,
to be clear,
being that
I mean,
this,
these are all policy issues that we're talking about here. These are not legal
Being that-
determinations. These are all policy, they're all valid policy issues, but you need to come to a consensus.
all right, then let me do this, being that it's my ordinance. Let me start with the first word. Kelly, what do you think we should do? So what would you want to do?
If the body wants to make changes, then I'm supportive of withdrawing it.
What do you- What do you say?
I agree.
You want,
Yeah, we'll withdraw it. We'll work off of this.
Harry?
Withdraw.
Okay, there you go.
So then, when
So
the
make-
meeting comes to order.
We'll make a motion to withdraw, but I think we should do,
You'll make the motion to withdraw.
of course.
Do we have to?
But I think what we should do is this, though, now, whatever concerns we have, okay, we should communicate together. And then we can give them to Louise, or give them to Tony, or whatever on a committee. That way we can address this, and then we can come to one final agreement, and then we can put this on as a whole. And that way we can just move on with the hearing, and then the vote. How's that sound?
So
And
we
we
have,
only need like a 10-day advance notice of a public hearing, correct?
yes.
So if we settled this prior to 10 days.
Hold on, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Kelly. I think there's two things that we're jumbling up here. I think it's 5 days notice for a public
Okay.
hearing, but the legislation, the ordinance has to be in its final form at least 10 days prior to ratification.
Okay, so if we have something written up at the next meeting, we can schedule a public hearing after that and go from there.
Correct.
Okay.
Who's gonna write that up?
Well, we're gonna have to get together in a committee about this. And like
Okay,
I said, maybe through emails, everybody have their concerns and what they would like to see addressed in this ordinance. Okay, then we can put it together as a one and give it to Louise or Tony or Anthony or.
so you're gonna take this one, you're gonna modify this.
We'll modify this one, and when everybody decides that they wanna do, we'll have a agreement on it, and then we'll put it together. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, so we'll.
Could we do it in
Make sure,
person
make
though?
sure that we include Chief Agresta on our
Well,
communication.
could we do it in person then?
We could.
We can, if you wanna have a meeting, we can have a short meeting.
You know, like a 9 a.m.
It's 5:55.
Okay, so we now call into session.
Ordinance 8.
So we're having a public hearing on this ordinance that we're about to
We're about to
withdraw.
withdraw.
Is there anybody here that's wanting to speak about chapter 156 ordinance
We're gonna
modification?
withdraw this and modify it.
Well, if you withdraw it, no sense talking about it until.
Well, we could also always hear your suggestions as, we're gonna be putting a committee together to.
Public hearing's open, so
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a.
please feel free.
Speak freely.
How you doing? I'm Ray Suffren. I own multiple properties. I own West End Auto too, in Towing. It was brought to my attention about this morning. A couple of different things. If it's for, as it's in the ordinance, which it's getting withdrawn, put up health, safety, and the welfare of the residents. Number one, I do agree with having a face with an LLC. I'm not disagreeing with that. I believe you should have a number, a phone number, a person to contact. But a fee, what's the fee for? And that's something that I asked questions about a fee. So I was told, how true it is, I don't know, this is hearsay, that, and you're going to an outside company to do this, and they charge a fee. So why do I get penalized for a fee for another landlord or another LLC not doing their job as a property owner? Okay, but you're gonna charge a fee. You put my face with that LLC now. Now my face is with my LLC. You got my phone number, you got everything. Why am I getting charged annually fees when you know who I am? If that's what you're doing for the public safety and put a name with it, instead of, I feel making $50 a year for nothing. The other thing is P.O. boxes. I know I own a property in Fonda on Main Street, 48 Main Street in Fonda. There is no physical address. It is a P.O. box. So if there's, not me per se, but future, if there's, you're putting somebody with a registered agent with a property, sometimes they are P.O. boxes. You hang them in as P.O. boxes. There's no physical addresses for people's addresses in different towns. That's another thing. Threatening somebody with 15 days in jail. If the guy don't do his job and register an agent, you can't take an LLC to jail. So I understand fine. I think the fine should be double if they don't do their job. It should be 500, not 250. But to take somebody to jail that you don't even know who it is, it's kind of, only thing you're doing is hurting somebody. If I'm in Florida and I miss the letter that you send me, I'm scared. Now I'm gotta rush back from Florida because I'm going to jail. I don't, it's for the safety of getting people to sign up their properties, not to, fee them to death, I guess. And what I mean by the $50 fees a year, if you if you go into an outside source to do the first initial bang, I believe that it should be, if that's what they're charging you, I believe that it shouldn't be on the city, that one-time fee of $50, and that's it. Unless we change, and you do have it in your thing, that you gotta notify the owner or the owner gotta register any new registered agent, he got 30 days to do it. So why do we need to keep getting feed? And whether it's a registration fee or a tax fee, however somebody wants to word it, it's still a fee. It's still a cost for no reason. That's what I don't disagree with a phone number, an address. Schenectady has it where all the landlords have a phone number. They don't charge no fees. It's just part of it. But if you're gonna do a one-time fee for the LLCs, it should be a one-time, not every year. Because once you have it, unless something changes, and now if something changes, you get a new phone number, there should be another fee if you gotta go with a database. But if nothing changes, there shouldn't be a fee every year. And also each partial, because how is that, an LLC is there to protect you. And I understand you having problems with LLCs. It's a double-edged sword for you guys. There's a problem with there's a problem with LLCs or out-of-town landlords. But an LLC is there for a lawsuit or protection. And that's why there is no owner of an LLC. There's members, there's no owner. You could change a member tomorrow on an LLC. And that's New York state law, the federal law, that's what they made it.
Ray, thank you very much. Got 5 and it's 6 o'clock. We got a call to order. Thank you very much. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Here.
Alderman Holliday.
Here.
Alderwoman Collins. Alderman Marticello.
Here,
Alderman Carpenter.
Here. Make a motion to accept the agenda with 7 resolutions and 2 ordinances. We'll deal with the withdrawal when it comes up.
at this time, you're right, at this time we withdraw ordinance 8. At this time, withdraw it.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Right.
See, we have some guests with us tonight, and got a presentation to make, correct, gentlemen?
I guess that would be under communications and presentations.
Yeah.
huh?
Pam Frollo, swore. On behalf of the city of Amsterdam, and the Amsterdam Police Department, I'd like to thank you very much, you and your family, your children, your grandchildren, your whole squad, for this contribution that's making, this wonderful asset for our Amsterdam Police Department possible. And I understand there's a name now.
Yeah, it's K9 Dave now.
How wonderful is that?
Oh, that's wonderful.
Dave Swart was as everybody knows, he was a veteran of our Amsterdam Fire Department.
I was going to call your husband a dog.
Joe, do you want to say something? Joe?
Oh, my God. You're gonna take good care of your officer? You're gonna take good care. Oh, what a good.
This is Lieutenant
boy.
Isaac, heads up our K9 program.
Good boy. So he's yours.
Yes.
So you're handsome. Boy.
Due in part from the generous donation from the Swart family, we were able to purchase now K9 Dave from the Albany County Sheriff's Office. When we were inquiring about sending our newly appointed K9 officer, Justin Shannon, to a K9 Academy, Albany County advised that they had this dog for sale. He is already trained in our first ever City of Amsterdam, first time ever, an explosive detection dog. So one of the first in the county. State police have had some go in and out over the years, but this is our first bomb dog, so to speak. They start as a team on Monday, and they're going to be going until Christmas, and then they're going to break for a month or so, and then restart, and then probably sometime in February for patrol, tracking, and explosive detection.
And by
Dave,
explosions, you don't mean just bombs. You
not just recently fired firearms,
Correct.
gunpowder. There's many different odors that he'll be imprinted with and be able to detect over the years. So we're gonna keep, from now on, we're gonna keep one explosive detection dog and one narcotics dog. My dog Nico is a narcotics dog. But they're going to be in service for the next several years. And they're gonna be recertifying every 3 years in the same category. I wish the best of luck for both K9 Dave and Justin Shannon. And the academy they are going to learn together. This is actually the second time Dave has gone through. He's gone through with a handler at Albany County, not for patrol, but he's got a little bit of a learning curve on Officer Shannon. So they're going to learn together as a team, and they've been bonding together for a little while now. So, but we are very grateful for your support and contribution.
To do it in the city. Yeah.
And he's a 1-year-old Belgian Malinois.
well, thank you so much, guys.
Council, had any questions? I'd be more than happy to answer.
Can we take a picture of all of you together? Do you guys want a picture with the officers,
With Dave?
the family, and Dave, and the officers? Somehow we could do it in the
How do you
well.
want it?
Yeah, and we can just take it, out here,
We're okay.
with any of the officers, yeah, signature and through there.
Go ahead.
I'll get a lot better. Could you imagine that, maybe, if we told her?
Mayor, do you wanna?
Yeah.
do it?
Yeah.
Cheaper.
Well, if you guys want to be in, you guys could be in.
AJ and Vicky, absolutely. These guys really run the K9 program. I'm more of a bystander.
And I know Caitlin was good.
What about
Social media, right?
Tony?
So-
Tony.
I have to take care of it. Yeah.
Get them back up somewhere.
Leave one in your butt. You don't want your butt.
Only because it's the other way.
He's still in.
Attention to someone about a vomit.
No, I don't.
Yes, hold the door.
Yes.
All right, everybody look up here. Hold on, hold on.
Move the door.
That's his most prized possession.
Oh, no. You're not gonna get that
Count through, 1, 2, 3, Dave. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you so much, guys.
Oh, my gosh, I couldn't be more thrilled.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
I'm ready to go on that. I'll get my phone.
Oh, girl.
Where's your phone? But I put it down, bring it here in a wheelchair. I don't know.
Yeah.
Take good care of your-
I don't know where your phone is. Oh. Honey, take good care of it.
I will.
Take good care of it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Oh, oh, okay.
I'm calling you. I don't think you have.
Pam, do you want to say anything, Pam?
Oh, it's not gonna ring.
Should've given my
Pam, do you want
All right.
Do you want to say anything?
Bye, everybody.
Okay, Pam. Good night.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Thank you for doing that, Kelly.
You take them off. County takes pictures every meeting about something.
Okay. Wonderful thing for our city. A wonderful, wonderful tribute to Dave Swart, who we all miss. Great firefighter, a great hot dog man who filled us up many times.
It couldn't be a better name.
Couldn't be a better name.
I did it right.
Okay, so we are through the proclamations, communications, and presentations. I don't think we have anything else, so we're going to be into public participation at this point. So anyone from the public who would like to speak to the council, you can do so now. State your name, address, and you have 5 minutes.
You
want to close the door?
Good evening, Mayor, members of the Common Council.
Thank you, Ashley.
Clerk and Corporation Council. My name is Phil Cortez, and thank you for allowing me to take a moment of your time tonight. I'm here to support the resolution appointing Joe McDermott to the ADA Board. I have known Joe for some 60 years, and I believe you have seen his resume. In addition to a master's degree in business administration, he had a 38-year career as a civilian working for the United States Army. He was intimately involved in logistics and finance, and I believe he will bring a wealth of financial experience to the board. I would also note that since he and his wife returned to Amsterdam, he has been very involved in community activities. And I hope I have your support to put this well-qualified individual on the ADA board. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Christian Rivera, Amsterdam, New York. The Protecting Animals and Reducing Fireworks Noise Pollution in Amsterdam, New York resolution is a resolution to limit the city fireworks shows to 1 per year and to prohibit the caging and corralling of all animals at all city events. This resolution has been proposed to the city council and mayor for the past 3 years. I've advocated to address these 2 issues for much longer. The reason and necessity for the resolution are clear. On the fireworks, 6 city fireworks explosion events a year are too many. Far from entertainment, together, they are a destroyer of quality of life, kill and deafen birds and trees, create smoke, debris, and noise pollution, and increase the risk of fire. Not to mention, such an excess of fireworks also encourages illegal fireworks explosions. These street firework explosion orgies, such as the one in the 3rd Ward on Carmichael and Henrietta Street this year, are longer and larger than the city firework explosion events. On the resolution's animal caging, corralling, prohibition at city events portion of the resolution, the need for this measure is obvious, although to a human who cannot consider or does not care for the welfare of animals, the need for this may not be obvious. The need for this prohibition is that caging and corralling of animals ranges from straight up torture to unacceptable, harmful physical and psychological stress to animals. Now, I know that the public has not been taught what torture is, but let me tell you what it is. It is confinement in small spaces, stress positions, light torture, lack of stimuli, sleep deprivation, and crowding. And at our events, I'd say overstimulus with the thousands of people. Animals don't like being around a few people, let alone thousands. And what is happening to both small and large animals in Amsterdam City events? I ask, what is happening? That very same torture. All of these things I mentioned. And at pet stores too, I would add, it is all of these things. Non-human animals don't speak human languages and hence can't say to humans, help me, I'm being tortured, get me out of this cage, corral. The sleep deprivation, the confined spaces, the lack of stimuli, the overstimulus, the stress positions, the mental anguish of being in a cage or corral is not being communicated in language humans understand, but it does not take superhuman powers to understand the great mental and physical pain that it causes to animals. I ask you, do you want to be caged and surrounded by thousands of people for long periods of time, or perhaps your whole life? And like all organizations and individuals to publicly endorse the Protecting Animals and Reducing Fireworks Noise Pollution resolution, including the fire and police chiefs. I would ask for your endorsement, please. I invite the council's political opponents also, because it is an election year, to endorse no caging, corralling of animals, reduce fireworks resolution. This endorsement is important and matters. I invite the public to endorse the resolution. Passing the resolution will make a massive improvement of the quality of life in the city for humans and animals alike. If passed, I personally will spread the good news to other entities, political entities. And don't be surprised if on passage you see these measures perpetuated. So you have a chance to do something really evolutionary, historic, and to be that first step. Because I don't know of anybody else who has done this, which is, it's such an obvious thing. I mean, we can find other ways to entertain ourselves besides caging animals and saying, look at the animals in the cages. That's not entertainment, that's cruelty.
Thank you. Thank you. Does anyone else wish to speak at this time? Okay. Our engineer, Mike Clark, is not in tonight, and we have Zach Baxter here, our other city engineer, right? Back.
Yeah. So up at the golf course clubhouse project, everything is going well. I like to knock on wood because it's construction. We have the new pump station stuff ready to go. That won't disturb the site. I know they're working on kind of finishing touches and all that. I'm not 100% sure when our target opening date is currently. 2025 street paving program. They're hitting Market Street pretty hard now. They have another crew coming in starting tomorrow to go even faster. I think we're still a week or two out before we start milling, which that will initiate the bigger traffic implications. Guard Park Ave, the sewer was prepared to be slip lined, and I think we have that on the schedule now, and then we'll be milling and paving that shortly. Crescent Ave Bridge, I believe we went over this schedule in the last meeting. No changes to that at the time. The filters at the water plant, we have filter 6 completed. We're seeing better run times and all of the efficiencies we saw out of filter 5. Filter 4 is scheduled to be demoed around the end of the month, and installation will be starting mid-October. We finally have delivery of our waste tank pumps for the water plant. We ordered those 2 days before Christmas last year. So I'm happy to see those actually arriving to site. And the Southside Boardwalk is going along just fine, and we still hold the substantial completion date of November 15th.
Zach, Irene has a couple of things to say about a fence. Is it okay to put you on the spot?
About events?
The fence
Oh, my
at the golf
fence,
course.
the golf course. We need that fence fixed over by Henrietta, Upper Henrietta. It's, I guess it's the back fence of the golf course.
Oh, where the town sewer line comes through, I believe?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
That's okay.
Any other questions for Zach, engineer? No? Thank you, Zach. Control, we don't have a controller's report tonight? Am I missing that? It's not on the
No
agenda.
controller, no.
Just old business.
Any questions for the controller?
How close before the foreclosure?
Close. So the judge signed, she approved our judgment, last week. It was, much quicker than we thought. And the actual deed to transfer ownership, will be going to the county the end of this week, beginning of next week at the latest.
Oh, good.
So we're moving along, yeah.
Jamie, we're going through the list now.
Okay.
We're taking out all the vacant lots.
Oh, good.
And we're gonna go through property by property with the property disposition committee and get back Louise the list she's looking for. But right now, there's about 70-something homes left on the list, I believe.
All right, very good, thank you.
All right, any other questions for the controller? All right, then let's just get into old business, which we do have something tonight, and that would be the appointment of Mr. McDermott. So do you want to read that resolution?
Resolution number 2526-29, resolution appointing Joseph F. McDermott to the Amsterdam Industrial Development Agency Board of Directors by Alderwoman Collins.
So read the first whereas, the third,
Result.
last.
The last result.
Last result.
Whereas there is currently a vacancy on the Board of Directors of the Amsterdam Industrial Development Agency, ADA, and whereas Joseph F. McDermott has expressed interest in joining the ADA Board of Directors. He is well-known and respected businessman within our community with a professional background spanning 38 years working at all levels of the Department of Defense, from Fort Drum to the Pentagon, with wide-ranging experience that includes extensive knowledge in the fields of financial analysis, logistics, program management, contracting, and transportation. Resolved that Joseph F. McDermott is hereby appointed to the Amsterdam Industrial Agency Board of Directors effective immediately.
So moved. Any questions? Call the roll.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
New business?
Onto our new business.
Resolution number 2526-34, resolution adopting minutes from last common council meeting by Alderman Carpenter.
So moved. Any questions? Call the roll.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Resolution number 2526-35, resolution adopting minutes, public hearings by Alderman Carpenter.
So moved. Any questions?
Yeah, Zach, now this $72,000 would be if all 23 were demolished, or is,
Mike, we're on 25, we're on the
oh, I'm sorry,
second minutes.
you want to answer ahead of time? I skipped one.
Call the roll, please.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Resolution 2526-36, resolution approving a contract with Ambient Environmental, Inc. by Alderwoman Quistamars.
Could you just read like the first three and the result?
Sure can. Whereas the City of Amsterdam was awarded a $1 million HUD Community Development Block Grant under the federal fiscal year 2025 by the New York State Housing Trust Fund Corporation to undertake the demolition of 23 houses in the City of Amsterdam. And whereas the city issued an RFP for services and we received proposals from 12 firms that were considered by city engineer and grant writer Nick Zabowski, in concluding that Ambient Environmental was the best choice for 2 reasons. First, Ambient has done this type of work for Amsterdam in the past, and the city has been highly satisfied with their work. The second reason was that Ambient's price was competitive. The total project cost of services under this contract, including laboratory analytical services, is $72,000. The cost of this contract will be fully funded by the CDBG grant. And whereas said 23 buildings are to be demolished using controlled demolition methods, which will require variances from the New York State Department of Labor and air monitoring during demolition. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the City of Amsterdam enter into an agreement with Ambient Environmental, Inc., and the mayor of the City of Amsterdam is hereby authorized to sign the agreement on behalf of the City of Amsterdam.
So moved. Discussion?
Yeah, my only question is, if they don't do all 23 properties, is it still 73,000, or is it based on a per property thing, or?
I believe that's time and materials, not to exceed.
Okay.
Because right, if a house comes down in a day, when we expected it to take 3, they don't try.
Okay.
So that's kind of, what everyone guessed it would be
Right.
time-wise, I guess.
Right.
So if we take down less houses, it should be less, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
And is the bid out on the houses? I keep asking that question.
I don't know if it's on the street yet. I know Mike and I have gone back and forth and reviewed it.
Okay.
I don't know that it's out yet. I don't think it is.
No, that's not.
It's not out yet? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Thank you for taking the extra time to add the details to this. I think the whole council appreciates that. And you can call the roll.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Resolution number 2526-37, resolution reappointing assessor by Alderman Carpenter.
So moved. Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Resolution number 2526-38, resolution APD K-9 budget transfer by Alderwoman Collins. Whereas the City of Amsterdam received multiple donations in previous years to be used for police K-9 expenses, whereas Bruno, the police department's existing K-9, recently retired after 10 years of service. Whereas the police department would like to use $7,500 of the donated K-9 funds to purchase a K-9 from the Albany County Sheriff's Office. Resolved, the controller is authorized to make the following transfer from the restricted general fund balance to the 2025-26 operating budget as follows. Increased revenue, fund balance appropriation, $7,500. Increased expense, K-9, $7,500.
So moved. Any questions? Call the roll.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Resolution number 2526-39, resolution approving audit by Alderwoman Collins.
So moved. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
On to ordinances.
Yeah, time for the ordinances. What are we doing, ordinance G?
Yep, we're gonna vote on this one.
Okay.
So ordinance G of 2025 to be known as ordinance 4 of 2025 if adopted to be voted upon. An ordinance modifying Amsterdam City Code Section 228-43, Schedule 11, stop sign intersections to add stop sign on Bridge Street northbound at the intersection of Bridge Street and New York State Route 30 ramp by Alderman Marticello.
So moved. Discussion. Call the roll, please.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Thank you.
Ordinance H of 2025 to be known as Ordinance 5 of 2025 if adopted. So do we have to vote to have it?
No, it was withdrawn for amended budget, amended the
Okay, before we make a motion to adjourn,
Well, we just want to talk, the Italian Fest is coming up September 13th, I believe. It's next, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Biggest festival we have in the city. And just reminding everyone that it'll be on Saturday, the 13th of September. Other than that, I don't have anything else.
We also have our police 5K that morning, chief,
Yes, yeah.
It's more, yeah.
and we want to get 200 people, correct? We're hoping for the 200th year. So get registered, people. You can even walk.
Drinks, snacks, all that stuff? I believe we do, but I can put the race committee in touch with you.
just let me know.
Order some sunshine.
I can't do that.
You always do that.
Motion to adjourn?
No.
Make a motion to adjourn.
What about,
Oh,
our markup or our discussion for the
Aye.
next thing? How do you guys want to do that?
Is anybody free on Friday? Friday afternoon,
Or morning?
whatever works for everybody. I'm free the entire day, so it's really up to, I know Rich works during the day. We can get together and discuss this.
After 3:30, I'm available after 3:30.
Everybody free like 4?
I won't be
can't.
able to be there.
Soccer
I won't be able
practice.
to be there.
what were we talking about, the ordinance?
Yeah.
Yes. To get together.
Can we do it
What about
remote?
Monday?
And as a committee meeting, we could do remote or?
I think you can do it however you want. I mean, I'm imagining, I mean, you're discussing policy issues. I don't think you need me.
No, I'm just asking, are we allowed to do it remotely
Yes.
by law?
Can we
Open
email
meetings
each
law.
other through our group and bring our concerns up to each other and then forward
Not
to-
going anywhere.
It's subject to open meetings. I mean, if you, can you do it virtually? I think you would be able to hold the committee meeting on Teams or on,
Okay, does that work for everybody? I'll set up a Zoom and then get in touch with everybody to see when they're available.
Yeah,
Does that work okay?
Yeah, because I can make that my lunch
I'll
break.
do
I
it
would
with
like to
Jimmy.
do a lunch too,
I don't
if I
think he's got
Yeah.
Zoom,
My
so.
information and you call back. So I-
Okay,
you're not,
so,
I mean, you're not voting. on
No, we're
anything.
just
we're just talking.
Yeah.
no, we're just talking.
This guy was.
Okay, so I'll set up a Zoom meeting and everything, get in touch with everybody, see when they're available. I'll do it with Jimmy because he's probably not good at Zoom. And,
I'll sit right next to you.
yeah,
Right here in the chambers.
we can do it, we can do it right
On
now.
Stacy's computer.
Okay, so, that said, motion to adjourn.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Thank you, everyone.